Hi, everybody, and welcome to Talk to Rose. On this show, we talk about everything going on in the world, good, bad, raggedy, and wonderful. So we'll get the show started. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in now and that will tune in later and watch the replay. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll let the co-host introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. Happy Hump Day. Hope you're having an amazing week and a great day. Shout out to all the lines that just crossed for D9. We got to talk about some good stuff. I'm just saying. And what else? Happy Love Day. Love Day because I said so. Some of y'all hump today. Y'all nasty. That's it.
Well, happy hump day, everybody. We got 2 more days until the weekend. Um, I'm trying to think, like, what am I doing this weekend? I just know one day I'm taking Amir to his little Easter egg, whatever it is.
What day
Easter
is
egg,
Easter?
the 20th. It's on 420. It's on 420 again. I'm like,
Okay.
they could at least change Easter to a different day. Like, this is the second year that it's on 420.
It was made from the earth.
Yeah, but they don't need to share the same day as Easter, the day Jesus rose again. Um, what was I saying? Okay, you guys, because I'm really not there all the way. Happy Autism Awareness Month, and I'm going to get right into the video that I picked for this, and then I'll explain why I chose this video.
Why are you crying? Because you were just ate a turkey sandwich and he loved it, just like me. He loves it just like me. This is the day I've been waiting for.
So,
Aww.
yes, it makes me tear up again. For people that don't understand, and I see like negative comments in the comments all the time. People don't really understand autistic children. Like, they eat certain things and that's it. They don't eat regular stuff like us. Like Amir, he eats chicken nuggets, macaroni and cheese, orange chicken,
And
pancakes,
uh,
sausage,
biscuits
yeah, red lobster
from the
biscuits.
Red
So
Lobster.
he eats everything and it's the same. He won't eat other stuff because of the texture. He smells everything. I mean everything before he puts it in his mouth. If it don't smell right, he will not eat it. So when we try to give him other things just to taste it, he won't do it. And I remember one time we was eating ice cream. I'm telling you, he don't eat everything that we eat. And he actually liked the ice cream and we was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have recorded that. Because when he ate it, he looked at us and we was like, is it good? He was like, yes. And we was like, oh my gosh. Like, we was so happy that he ate ice cream. One time they was at the pool and he drank a Capri Sun, like drank the whole thing. We was like, oh my gosh, like it's so
Aw.
that's like a big accomplishment for an autistic child. So when I seen that with that little girl, it made me happy because I know how happy you be for them to try new things. Like, I always be like, Amir, you missing out on stuff because you really just will not try new things, and if they do, they'll just spit it out. Like, I'm not doing it. So when I seen that, I was like, oh, I have to post that because a lot of people do not understand how big of an accomplishment that is for him to eat that turkey sandwich and like it. So that was my autism awareness
That was
segment.
cute. Mhm.
Yes. Hi, Nikki. I don't know why you did that. Yeah, that's really cute. And next week I'm gonna have someone on, and they're gonna talk about the journey of having an autistic child and the ins and outs of everything. So that'll be next week. I have our Black History moment also. So I don't know if you guys have heard the story of the Zong's slave ship. Have any of you guys in the comments, or have you, Asia, heard about that? Me neither. I said I feel like I need to take Black History all the way over again.
It's so much so.
I
It's
don't know
gonna be.
why is it doing this? Like with
I don't know. I see it looks different too.
Yeah, I don't
I was
know.
gonna ask you later.
Okay, because I don't know why it's doing this. Let me see. Sorry, you guys. But see, now it says show. I don't even know how to do it. I don't know what's going on with the thing. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so the story of the Zong slave ship, the mass massacre, and it was an insurance claim fraud event. So I'll just read some of it to you so you guys can know
Oh,
what's
I
going
think I know. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in 1781, a British slave ship, the Zong, left Ghana with 442 enslaved people aboard. Twice the number it was designed to carry, bound for Jamaica. The ship's owner claimed that due to navigational errors, it took longer than anticipated to reach Jamaica. And as water was running low, the crew threw more than 130 enslaved people overboard. Some of those people were still chained together. Some of those people had the metal balls on the bottom of their feet so they could sink into the bottom of the ocean. Some of the people just jumped overboard because they just didn't want to be pushed. But they said that they did that because they were running low on water. The truth of what was happening is disputed, and evidence suggests that the rain meant that the ship had more than enough water. It had been raining, so they had more than enough, but they did this so they could file an insurance claim. So after the first trial, the anti-slavery campaigner Sharp attempted to unsuccessfully, he didn't have to pay because they proved that they unalived all those people by themselves. Then reports came about the massacre, increasing everything and everybody learning about this. So they tried to take it to court again. And they didn't win. So if they would have won, more people would have tried this because they were basically calling the slaves cargo. So they were saying like, oh, they lost their cargo and this is X amount of money. And that's how they would get money. So they didn't ever win this case. So they felt like they lost out on a lot of money, but in actuality, they threw them over in the first place. Like they said, that boat was never designed for them to take over 400 enslaved. So that was our history moment for today. I'm like, and y'all wonder.
So they were little thugs committing fraud?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
And they did it a lot. So that like they was calling the slaves cargo.
I actually read that like 2 weeks ago. I just learned about that.
Mm-hmm. So
I saw it 2 weeks ago.
Dang, y'all wonder why we still be like, how are we supposed to get over all this stuff that we have been through? Like, come on now.
That they're still doing?
Exactly. That
can't get over something still going through.
I don't know. Okay, so let me because that's irritated me that I see that stuff right there. So let's get into the hot topics. This is a good thing, and I really do enjoy hearing this, that women over 40 are actually having more babies than teen moms. for the first time in U.S. history. So I really love hearing that. I think now, because it's our generation that's having the kids, a lot of women are waiting until they're financially stable, and I feel like you can, not saying everybody, but I feel like you can give more to your children now at this age, and you're more calm sometimes.
You have more
But
time, you've lived, you've done things. I agree.
so I was happy when I seen that. I was like, dang, for the first time in U.S. history. So keep it going, ladies. I feel like that's a great thing. Long as you have a support system and everything. If you feel like you want to wait till you 40 and 50 years old, I don't feel like nothing is wrong with it. I seen a story today that a 76-year-old lady is giving birth in June this year, which hers, it was an accident. She thought that they was lying about it. I was like, girl, you still doing stuff at 76?
Gives me
I was
hope.
surprised, girl. I don't know. Okay. See, I don't know why it's doing this. Nah, I hate kids at this age.
Because you already had them. You already
Yeah,
did
because
it.
you already had them. I think sometimes I don't feel like I have a lot of patience at this age, but then everybody was like, no, you have way more patience than you used to have.
You
So
have,
I'm like,
yes.
I didn't think that I did, because
And you have better patience and parenting skills than these foo-foo heads with 7 kids in hotel room.
yeah, because Amir works my last one. And
But look how smart he is, though.
hold on.
He's still very smart. I feel like you should do it when you're ready. Some do it when they're younger. But I think more people plan to do it later as well. So it's not a surprise or oops. And I think it is a different experience. Being raised with your kids, while that may work for some, I think that, well, I've had my sister say, if I could have waited, I would have waited, but I love my child, right? I don't think you want to be going through all of that. I think it takes away from being able to truly enjoy your kids, unless you're younger and you have like a village around you. Then it's a little bit different experience because you're not doing it all by yourself. You have people that love on your kid, that support you. I think you should do it when you're ready. But my hope is that every mother truly enjoys, and father truly enjoys the process. Can't hear you.
Sorry. Nikki said, when I had my babies young, it pushed me to achieve to give them the world, but I have been raising kids since I was 12. Yeah.
See,
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
like that
different
with
when you've
some
been a
people.
latchkey kid and you've been raising them. Because we talked about that last night. You were already doing it, so it was a smooth transition.
Right.
You were good already at it. But I think that with or without kids, I think you would have did the same thing. I do, because you're too much of a go getter. I think you would have did it. I think it may push you to do it faster. I think that, but you're really smart. You would have did that anyway,
Right.
doctor.
Right. So it's just still good to know that everybody, the teens, maybe they slowing down because they see that they can't do everything that they want to do. I don't know. But it's good to know that the 40-year-olds and up are in the lead of having kids.
Because if you're healthy, you still can. You can do it as long as you want to. It's your right. It's your body. You do it when you want to. I don't approve, though, of the ones that do it when they're younger and they literally have nothing. I think it adds more stress to the person. Why wouldn't you want to enjoy it? You see all of these TikToks and stuff like that, and people on social media, like their kids are stressing them out and stuff like that. Why you want your kids to see that when they get older? Like some people, they don't ever post that they happy being a mom. Like Tia is one of my favorite people to watch because she posts the girls all the time and they get along so well. Like if it looks like that, then yes, but you don't see them like doing homework with their kids, out letting them ride their bike, enjoying life. They literally act like it's a punishment or a chore. The moms that celebrate it, no matter what age, I think is beautiful. I think you should do it however you want to and whatever your body allows, but don't purposely bring your child into a struggle life with you so that they could help you heal like that. It's a girl on TikTok, y'all. She 26 and she has 5 kids and she's pregnant with another one. And she's literally said she had each kid because she was in love when she was younger. The first one didn't love you enough. Like they are struggling bad and she won't stop having them and she won't go to therapy. That's not fair. What are those kids going to have to look forward to when they get older? She's not getting better. It's getting worse, actually. I don't think that's fair. I think that's very selfish, but that's just me. And actually, a lot of adults, when you get older, you got all these stories about what we wished would have happened. Then do it different for yours.
Okay, Nikki said, honestly, all I've ever wanted to do was become a housewife. Life just had other plans for me. Well, you don't seem like you want to be a housewife. You be doing it. Shatia said, oh, thank you, boo.
You're welcome. Now, if my kids don't come out, my kid, because I'm only having one. If I'm pregnant by the end of this year, hanging it up.
Tia is an amazing mom. That's why I always tell her that she needs to start her own daycare. I tell Shatia
She
this
do.
so much because she's
That's her calling.
So, yep, she's so good with kids. Like,
and she don't miss no details. Like even seeing all the girls cooking and they had on their aprons and stuff. She's like the house that all the kids want to go to. Like her house is gonna be flooded with the kids. Hers is gonna be doing the dance routines, the double dutch.
Yeah, and that's what I be telling her. I was like,
yeah.
I tell her that all the time. I was like, you need to open up a daycare. Like,
Definitely.
I know for sure that you would be successful.
She could be bigger than KinderCare.
Mm-hmm.
She teaches them. They're smart. They're well mannered. I don't know. I'm gonna send my kid to her because
I told her I wish Amir would be right over there with her, and I would pay her. And not
absolutely.
Like, you, my sister, so watch him for free. Like I would be like, here, ma'am.
Right. Right.
So, so we're gonna get into the next topic. So you guys know that
I know y'all don't want to hear me talk, but I be having to fill in when Amir cut up because I just want to have her back. So that's why I start talking. So let's go back. Tia, you need to open a KinderCare. And then when you do, I need a 10% founders fee because I gave you the idea. I'll write some stuff for you.
Yeah, so Tia, see you getting all your flowers and everybody's telling you the stuff that I've been telling you for a long time. So please listen. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of the little drama. So y'all know that Trump went up on China's tariffs and he paused everybody else's except for China's for 90 days. So earlier it was, I think 84%. No, it was 104. And then now it's up to 125%. That's a lot. 125%. And then China in return hikes their tariffs up on the US goods to 84%. So we're the one that's suffering in the long run. And I just looked this up today and found this out. And I don't know why. This is why I said, I guess I just really didn't pay attention in history. That back in, let me see, because I wrote it down. That hold on. Federal taxes, specifically income taxes, started replacing tariffs as the primary source of revenue for the federal government following the ratifications of the 16th Amendment in 1913. Before 1913, tariffs, taxes on the imported goods were primary sources of revenue for the federal government. During the Civil War, the feds needed more revenue than the tariffs could provide. So that's when they started doing both of them. So before then, it was just the tariffs. We didn't pay federal taxes on it. So it's like now we about to be doing both, which is not fair at all. Do y'all understand it?
Mm-hmm. But I have a question. So when we initially started sending our work over to China and all of that, remember the big thing was, I'll use Nike. The big thing was, oh, it costs $2 to pay them over there versus what we was paying y'all over here. So y'all literally took all the factories almost out down to General Dynamics that was here in Pomona, and you literally hurt our economy so badly because you was basically making money off of them as opposed to us.
Right.
And you still are. So I guess my question is, why is this such a big deal for him, as if, oh, if you're going to be getting something from us, then we need something from you. But technically we started it because we barely pay them anything to work over there, y'all. So now y'all greedy on top of greedy, because you're not talking about really pulling. Why didn't you make it so that all the jobs have to get pulled back here and no tariff at all? Because you don't want your homeboys to be paying for the labor that they're really getting. And
Right.
you want to charge them all of that money. Or am I thinking about it wrong?
No,
I don't
it's
understand.
because just think over there, they said, like, we'll just say a pair of Nikes. They said the Air Force Ones are $115 now. We know that it don't cost $115 to make those Nikes over there. It probably costs $5,
They
$10.
used to brag about it. It's pennies on the dollar. That's why they was proud of what they was doing. They was happy. They made a bunch of money and took our jobs. So
that's why I said I could kind of understand what he doing, but it's hurting us. Like, y'all still rich. They not really, it's not going to hurt them.
no, they're getting rich in 3 places now. To me.
It's going to be us that's going to be suffering, because everything that we're going to be getting from them, we're going to be 125%. Like, that's really insane. And just think, basically everything we get is from China.
Because we gave them all the business. Remember, do they even make Libby over here anymore? Because I remember when I first got my first apartment, I wanted Libby everything. I got Libby everything. Now I don't see it that much.
I see it sometimes, but I'm not sure if that.
But do they still have the factory?
I don't know, because I remember my mom worked there. She worked at the one, it was like by Diamond Bar. Like,
that's what made me remember it. When mommy said that, I was like, oh yeah, I used to love Libby. But all that stuff again is being produced over there. So you're making money on top of money. Now you're charging more money. To your point, that's only hurting us though. Like, y'all are pocketing all that tariff money. It's not helping us.
Yeah, and then we gonna be getting charged 2 times. We're getting charged the tariff, and we get in charge for federal tax.
Right. And now they charge taxes, because before it was a big thing. I know for my wedding, most of the stuff I got, I would go in the store and look and see what I wanted, plug in a number, and order from China on AliExpress, all of these places. You didn't have tax before. You just paid for the item and shipping.
And the shipping.
Now, girl, the shipping is more than the item now. It's, to your point, it's 3 separate lines for taxes. It's crazy. It's very bad. So I don't understand how he think he did his big one. That's going to hurt our economy.
I think that's what they want to do, like, to put us really back into a recession. I don't know what the big goal is, but I feel like that's what it is. Shatia said, thanks everyone so much. Hi, Sophia.
Bro, I think the goal is to do like similar to what he just did, right? He took all those jobs out of the government, right? He quote unquote took them out. And then he brought them back in a different department. Now he's trying to say stuff like, oh, look at all the jobs I created. In a regular business, I'm a project manager. All that is a reorg. You would have taken them out of this space and moved into this space, but you literally went through a whole big thing of people losing their jobs, pulling them out of union too, and then bringing them back. And now it inflates your numbers. That's called inflated. It's falsifying records. All you did was move them. That's a reorg. I think he's trying to crash us so that he can give money on the way out. The next term we'll have to fix all of this stuff. And it looks like he did a big one. And everybody gonna say, oh, he gave us this money.
I think people is starting to catch on now. Just think how many, just over the weekend on the 5th, they had all them protests. They said over like 600,000 people.
Yeah, marched. I saw that.
Boston was big. All the people that voted for him. So I think they starting to now.
The red states was big. They had a lot of people.
I was surprised. I was actually very shocked. I was just sitting back looking like, oh well, y'all should have.
See how they try to blame it on Jasmine Crockett though, and say, "Oh, they did that for your birthday. You made this happen." Look what he did at the Capitol, and then turned around and released those people. And you talking about her? All she asked for was a peaceful protest for her birthday. There's nothing wrong with that, but all these people trying to say it's her fault.
They blame everything but the person that did everything.
Right.
We said many American companies were moving their companies overseas because it was cheaper to produce.
Yes.
Which said, yep, you're right. We USA played a huge role in this also.
So you do remember it the way I remember it, because I'm like I had a lot of family members that worked at General Dynamics and also worked for GM. So when you take those factories, you got to think that's not just that's not just manufacturing, that's the manager, that's everybody in that building. And they didn't at that time offer relocation.
He's saying that he want to make
relocate.
it to where everything is back over here, but people can't even afford to basically pay rent nowadays. Like for a regular house, it's over $2,000. So how much do you think it's going to cost to rent a manufactory to produce stuff like this? Like, it's not going to.
Girl, them buildings are still empty. Let's take Detroit, for example. If you follow Detroit and look at it, I watched the documentary last year, and this guy rode through there from Pomona. He rode through there, and it looks exactly the same. It's so many huge abandoned buildings because people had to terminate their leases because it went up so much. So there is space for it. Here's the problem, though. You ready? If you haven't been doing manufacturing, most degrees are not in that. The experience is not in that. You took it. So that experience is not there. I've done HR, project management, all of that. But to do it in manufacturing, it's not much You can't just, he's making so many harsh stop moves. Even if you did say tomorrow, that same building that General Motors was in Detroit, we're going to open that back up and it'll be done by the end of the week. How are you going to fill it? Train people, get them ready. We don't know how to do that stuff no more. That's assembly of a car. Who does that now over here? The experience is not there. You didn't even give time for people to go to school. So you couldn't even. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand what he's doing, bro. I'm scared.
Neither. The truth is, why are we the biggest consumers and exporters? We should be able to make, grow, and live off our own land.
But Nikki, we have to have land. Look at how they even build in the houses now. That's my whole point, is that in these years, evolution has happened. So even the way we structure things is different. You can't even find parking in LA. Like, they've covered every area. When they build a house, back in the day, we talked about this before. Remember when you went to grandma's house or something like that, they had fruit trees. You don't even have houses built with fruit trees no more.
Because it ain't enough room for a fruit tree.
They don't give you enough space.
Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody had some kind of tree.
Yes, backyard, and you grew more. Right.
Yeah, we had a peach tree and we had a avocado tree. But everybody
y'all had a rich tree.
Yeah, everybody had some kind of tree at their house. Lemon tree, something.
We had plum, apricot, we had everything. We had grapefruit, lemon, lime, oranges. We had everything. Walnuts. And then my family also grew greens. They grew greens. So to your point, everybody grew something and the soil was so good you could share it with other people. So you traded off. How many times you go see a bag of lemons, a bag of oranges? You never ran out of fruit. Now, then people done pulled up the trees. They don't build houses with trees.
No.
He's making some very cutthroat moves because he doesn't care about nobody else. He's fine.
He don't care about
There's no way to catch up.
Yeah, it's all about the rich.
We're gonna crash and burn.
Yeah. Nikki said we should be supporting our Black-owned farms and ranchers for us by us. Yes, but
where are they?
I was about to say we don't know where it's at. That's why you're gonna have to come on.
Here in Chino, they're all of another race. So they're here, but They're not our race. I don't know where they
and
are.
I don't know a lot of black farmers and ranchers. I want to say y'all the only ones I can think of off back. Like
Same.
that I know. Now you might see some online, but it's very far and few. So it's
You see them online?
I have seen some
Oh,
of a couple in California, and I was actually surprised, but I seen it online. It's like if I wouldn't have seen it, if we didn't have online, I wouldn't have seen it. Let me see what she said right here. She said, I have black ranchers here with me. But see,
but how
that's
do
out
we get
there.
it?
Yeah. I think, how we would have to find some out here.
You know what I appreciate about Jamaica?
Well,
When I went on the tour there, and I wanted to go to KFC, the tour lady was like, we allowed them to bring KFC here, but they have to get the chickens from here to support the farmers to ensure that they're investing in being here. I don't understand why we didn't do that at all. We literally was lazy and just said, okay, here, take this business. I'm paying you pennies on the dollar, and I'm not even going to keep up with it. So you gave them complete control. Now you got an attitude with them. On it, we can't do nothing. We don't even have the stuff to do it. Nikki, how are we going to even do it? Nobody even know how. Maybe Cal Poly? I think Cal Poly has a big, what is there? Animals? I don't know, Nikki. You're going to have to tell us.
Yeah, so Nikki, you need to tell me when you want to come on and talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, hold on. Nikki said, she said, it's a group. It's rare because most black folks don't want to put in the work to run and produce. I have been told that I was crazy and stupid for doing it. I don't think that you are
not.
real
It's
smart.
pure genius.
Yep, I think it's real smart. So that's why I said you're going to have to come on here and talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about something that was good that happened to somebody. So an Ohio man thought that he was getting a steal at an auction, dropping $5,000 on what he thought was an empty lot to build his dream home. Turns out he accidentally bought the whole street plus multiple houses. And now the
accidentally.
Yes, bro. Now the city is trying to take it back from him, but legally they can't. So he thought that he was just buying a lot to build his dream home, and he bought a whole street in a couple
Can
of
you
houses.
imagine, bro?
I was like, for
that's better than the lotto.
Yeah, for $5,000. So I was like, if I was him, if they wanted to get it back, I'd be like, yeah, for $50 million. Like, y'all gonna get taxed
for that little piece over there.
Y'all gonna get taxed on that. I was like, oh my gosh. So
wow,
that was a black man.
I heard about mistakes like this, but I didn't believe they was true. That's dope.
Yep, he was in Ohio. So shout out to him. I was happy for him. I was like, dang, that was
from God.
That's generational wealth right there.
Yes,
a whole street.
And now you bought a what you thought was a blank canvas, and it included other houses. So now technically you could tell one of them people to get out of the houses, move in the house, so you could watch your house being built and get the rent for the other houses. You just walked into, when they say God can propel you forward, all the years you lost, like that's $5,000, bro. That's it.
For $5,000, he got all of that.
I'd be so happy if I was him.
I wouldn't know what to do, but I'd be like, y'all gonna get taxed if y'all think y'all about to get this back.
I'm never selling this, and I'm gonna try to make it a landmark. I want to be in a history book.
Yes. So that was all of our. Hold on, let me see what Juanita said. Tap, no trade bags.
Period. Period. Get off trespassing. Get off my property.
I said whoever was in charge of the auction, I know they got fired. Because how do y'all mess up on something like that? How do you mess up on something like that?
They didn't mess up. God put that together. Yeah. That was supposed to happen. Whew. I'd be so happy if I was him. Jesus, 5 racks. That's it.
For all of
you can't even put $5,000 down on something out here. I oh Lord, yeah, I'd have been. Don't call me. Don't talk to me.
So they said that, and they actually said that happened a couple of years ago, and the city is still trying.
Can you like trying to ask them or forcefully
To get
trying
it
to make?
back. Yeah. But
You're
there's no
not getting
way.
this back.
Yeah.
I would, if he's smart or if he is aware, I would get that put into a trust.
That's what somebody said. That's what they was like, put it in a trust and then put that trust into what, like, they was like, it'd
Absolutely.
be
I
so
just
deep.
watched something on it.
Yeah, they was like, it'd be so deep they would never be able to get it.
I
But
would try to get it as a landmark. I would try to do everything I could so that it could literally never leave my family.
and some people were saying they need to he needs to get some of his family members and bury them there, because once you have
I'm being for real.
but they were saying that even with that, because I'll read in the comments that you, once you have that, they can't take it from you, but it's just that part. It won't be for everything. So it's like, no.
And that's what I would do it in the middle of each one.
Yeah.
I would relocate my grandma if I needed to.
Girl. So that was something that was good that happened, that I was like, oh, let me do something good too. So we're going to get on to the main topic. And for everybody that's liking, I need you to press the like button. Press the like button. I know y'all been seeing everything that's been going on since last weekend with this boy, well, young man, that unalived another child. Both of them were 17 years old at a track meet. So for you guys that don't know the story, I'll let you know. So it was last week. I'm not sure what day it was. It was a black young man. His name was Carmelo Anthony, and the white boy, his name was Austin something. So they were at a track meet, and Carmelo went under their tent, I guess, just to get out of sun. I'm not for sure, but he went under the tent, and then the twins, which one of them was unalived by him, was telling him that he needed to get out the tent, and he didn't move. So then they went to go try to grab his backpack to make him get out of the tent, and he grabbed the backpack, and I guess they went to try to jump him or something, allegedly, because I don't need y'all trying to come after me. And then Carmelo put a knife out of his backpack, and he went, I don't know if I can say stabbed, but okay, I said it. And the boy, he ended up stabbing him, and he stabbed him in his heart, and the boy passed away in his twin's arm. So that's the story that happened. My question is, oh, by the way, the two boys, the twins, were bullies. They're known bullies. People have came out and said that they had to change their children's schools because how much their child has got bullied by these twins. A lot of kids have said that they're bullies. So they were trying to bully the black boy, and the black boy said it was self-defense. When he got in the cop's car, the police did say that Carmelo had asked, was the boy going to be okay? He didn't even know that he had passed away. The boy passed away at the track meet. So my question is, do you guys feel that he should be charged with first-degree murder? Do you guys think that he should be charged with first-degree murder? Yes or no, and tried as an adult? I'll say for me, I don't feel like he should be charged with first-degree murder. I feel like it was self-defense. That was in the state of Texas, and they do have a stand your ground law out there. Now, this has been going on since last week, and they're making it a race thing. But if we want to talk about race, if we want to really get into the race card, because I had to write it down, I had to remember everybody. Last year, I'll start with the most recent one. Last year, we had an incident. The same thing, black and white, but it was two girls. A black girl was being bullied. The bully hit her first. The black girl defended herself, blanked out, was banging the girl's head against the ground. until she went into convulsions and was placed in ICU for about a week. They wanted that black girl to be tried as an adult, first-degree murder. They were saying how she was a thug, everything like that. This girl was the furthest thing from a thug. But who was a thug was the white girl, Kaylee. She was suspended from school at that time when she lured the black girl to go there to beat her up. Wasn't supposed to be by the school at all. The family, they tried to put a GoFundMe up for attorney fees. They took that down, but Kaylee's family was able to put a GoFundMe up. Her mama and her daddy, she was shown as the victim and everything. That's that one. Then we'll go, y'all was outraged about that. But who was the aggressor? Kaylee. But y'all wanted the black girl to be thrown in jail. Then we'll go as far back to, what is his name? So I can make sure I'm getting everything right. Kendrick John, 17 years old, found in the gym, rolled up in the mat. Where was y'all outraged for that? And y'all know that a white teenager did that to him. But since the daddy worked for the FBI, ain't no outrage in that. No, he's not a thug. He shouldn't be thrown in jail. What about, what was his name? Kyle Rittenhouse, 17-year-old, killed those people with an AR-15 because he said that he was afraid for his life. Did he go to jail? Was he a thug? Like, y'all really making this a race thing when it's really about two teenagers. But when it's the other way around, y'all don't have no outrage or anything. So that's my question to you guys. Do you guys feel like this boy should be charged as an adult, and should he be charged with first-degree murder? What do you think, Asia?
So let me give my disclosure first too. My very first response was that it was completely wrong. He shouldn't have did it, X, Y, and Z. That was before I found out about the bullying. I didn't care what color. I said, this needs to stop. This is out of control. We keep losing our kids. Then when I found out about bullying, I said, well, my position is different. You guys know that I just lost somebody 2 years ago due to bullying, and my cousin unalived himself because of bullying. My perspective, no matter what color, is very clear that those boys were bullying the other kid. Because if a child walks up to anybody and says something and tells them to move or whatever, no adult did that. He doesn't have the right to do that. And they both did it. That's clear indication that it happened. Do I think he should be tried for first degree unaliving? I don't. Do I think that he should be tried as an adult? Well, my answer has to be the same. I don't. We don't know the extent of that bullying. If bullying took out 7 kids in my school district in the last 2 years, that's crazy. It took out my cousin. It's taking out kids left and right. The parents knew that their child was a bully.
Yep.
You should have thought about that. That literally, I don't want the child to not be here at all. Those are two things can exist. I just don't know to what extent that bullying was. And for him to be carrying a weapon, and he was a good kid, he doesn't have a bad reputation. If he was carrying a weapon, that means that he knew that something could happen, and he started to then feel like he should protect himself. So like the people saying, well, why would you have a weapon? Why do I have pepper spray? Why do I have, you carry things to protect yourself, and the law don't protect against bullying. So he could have reported it. Nobody knows any of these things. So based on those preliminary things, I don't think that it should be unaliving. I don't know if we could say that word, and definitely not as an adult. Because if that's the case, then if it actually comes out that it was bullying, then the brother that's alive, he needs to be in trouble for bullying.
Oh, should. So should. And then I just don't like how they putting out the narrative like he's a thug. The boy
No, he
had
wasn't.
a good like a 3.89 GPA. There's no way you could play sports if they was like, oh, he had a 1.0. There's no way you can even play sports.
No, he did.
He was already being recruited by colleges. So come on. Like we
Don't
said,
do that.
and I see seen another video today, and it was actually a black mom. Her son was in the ER. A black mom. Her son was in the ER. She said, "Guess what happened? My son called himself being a bully and got his ass whooped." And she was like,
that's what a real parent does.
Exactly.
That's what you get.
And she was like, and guess what? Tomorrow, tomorrow when he go back to school, because he's not going to be admitted to the hospital, I'm making him apologize to that child. Like, nobody told you to. That's not the way I raised you. And she was like, and since you want to be a bully, you're going to be humiliated because I'm going to make you go up to that person and apologize to him. So it's like right is right and wrong is wrong. Y'all can't.
I don't care what color. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't make it a race thing. But y'all don't have this same outrage when y'all race do it. It's only when it happens to.
It's just one thing when historically, based on what we have seen, when it happens to other races, they either unalive themselves, so it has no impact. It doesn't even go back to the bully that actually made that child unalive themselves. That's number one. Number two, the other thing that they do is fight back and then end up in situations like this, because fighting a scared person. Have you ever seen a scared person fight? They fight a little different. That's how that girl did. Come on, somebody. Come on.
That's how that girl put them.
Well, when they get bullied, bro, when they get bullied, a whole fucking school loses their life, and they walk out in a bulletproof vest, protected, and all of this stuff. Well, what happened? They bullied me, or nobody was talking to me, or I was going through problems at home. How come, even when that happens, I can have empathy for that child? I do not like what you did, but I still have empathy because, damn, how bad was it that that's what you felt like you had to do? Why y'all take out whole schools, teacher, everybody, not just the person that did it. So how is, I don't understand. I don't understand it either. That's what I'm saying. When you're getting bullied, you're trying to get that person off of you. You're not gonna think like, oh, let me get them off with a love tap. Like, you trying to get this person off of you. And it's a constant fear.
Yes. Let me see what Dickie said. Oh shoot. I do not like the way this thing is doing it. That's exactly what we're doing with the land. It's going into a trust estate. Oh, that's about what we was talking about earlier. And she said, listen, white folks love to push, provoke, harm, hurt, and unalive us. But when we fight back, then it's as an aggressor. Please, we're tired. We're fighting back now. It is what it is. And that's what I'm saying. I don't like that we have to be like that, but that's really how it is now. Like, y'all making it like we're the aggressors when y'all be the ones that really start stuff now.
And keep it going.
And then get mad when everything comes out. Like I said yesterday, how is it that we ain't seen not one video, and y'all know how high school students are. They have their phones out for everything. So why is it that we haven't seen the video yet? Not that we are entitled.
They probably scared of the family.
Yeah, but not that we're entitled to see it, because I do feel like some stuff is very insensitive and we shouldn't see it. But I'm just saying, like,
why haven't they said police reviewing tape, police questioning people? Why hasn't anybody made a statement about what happened? I find it very interesting that they're trying to be hush hush.
The only one that made a statement was the brother, and he contradicted himself so much in there.
All I'm saying is, if you felt like you was right, everybody that was there would have came forward, especially the parents, all of that. They would have came forward.
The parents even said that they forgive him.
No, I mean the parents that was there, like other people that was there.
Yeah.
They would have came forth and made a statement. Nobody said nothing. That's guilt right there, because y'all can't wait to say things about us. So you would have been said he was an aggressor, something like that. What y'all don't want to say is the truth. Those boys would probably with their friends too, like they do, walked up to this one kid and said shit that you shouldn't have said, because you should have never told him to move to begin with from a public place. Why couldn't he be there? Because you didn't want him there. And then when he didn't move like you told him to do, like bullies do, and the twins was both there, that's how he died in your arms, you allowed it to keep going. And then you tried to touch his stuff. Why were you trying to touch his stuff? Listen.
Right.
That alone tells you that you were bullying. That ain't the first time you did that. And that's not the first person you did it to either. You were very bold to do that.
Yeah, that's why I said I bet you he won't do that no more. But some people was like, no, he still is,
He
because a
still
girl
is.
is always gonna be a bully. So we'll see how this plays out. As for the girl Maurice and Kaylee, I tried to find updates on Kaylee. I cannot find nothing. I know when she got out the hospital that she was gonna have to do rehab because she had to learn how to walk and everything again. As far as Maurice, they dropped it as them trying her as an adult. She has probation for 6 to 1 year. She has to check in with the courts every 2 weeks. She has probation officer that basically stays at her house all the time.
So when old girl get out of rehab, she need to be charges on her too. That's
And
not.
everybody said that, but I swear to God, I could not find nothing on
Of
her.
course you couldn't, because they're going to protect and conceal her.
Mm-hmm. So that was the update on her, and I was like, so let's see how this was played out. Because and then also they did have a GoFundMe up for Carmelo, and they took that one down, but they have another one. If people want to donate, you don't have to or whatever, but I'll put it up so you guys can see it.
I saw the one where this Republican site had put up, oh, it was taken down, and all the people was saying, you know, it shouldn't be up, but here's the one for the other guy. And when I went to it, I saw that whoever organized it was asking for $200,000. So then I said, I need to understand what you need $200,000 for. I'm pretty sure you had insurance, life insurance. If you want to do one to raise all the money for the services, that would be a blessing and that would be a good thing. But I probably wouldn't be greedy in this moment. What do you need $200,000 for?
Well, that's the same thing they saying for him, and it was like because his family was well off.
But he needs
to
it for
fight
legal
this
fees.
case.
Why does the other one need it?
Yeah, to fight this case, they don't need that money. So as you can see, they almost made the goal of the $300,000 for Carmelo. The one who lost his life, Austin. I think they did make their $300,000 already. They made
Yeah,
it.
I saw it today.
Yeah,
It
they
was at
made
147.
million.
No, 147,000 of the 200.
Oh, I was about to say, oh my gosh. See, the one
No.
was like it was already at like 290.
Okay.
So both of them basically made their GoFundMe. So that was that.
But what do you need? That's a real question. What do you need $200,000 for? If you're going to regulate and remove it for the boy who was bullied to be able to have legal representation, then why can you then make money? What do you need to make money for? What is the $200,000 for?
What did it say on there? Because I didn't ever look at it.
Exactly. It doesn't. For funeral costs. No funeral is $200,000.
So and then for the black people, they was like, what does he need $300,000 for so they can go buy an Escalade? I'm telling you, they've been so racist.
Well, what do they need the 200 for? So they could pay off their bills or whomever that they own, or so they can go buy guns so they can continue in their behavior, or what do they need it for? Because why do you need $200,000? I don't understand. People are so greedy when things happen. I don't understand.
But they don't have a reason to have theirs, but the black people are going to use it for other reasons. Like, that make sense. This boy is going to need a good legal representation. Like, he's going to need a good one.
Yeah.
My thing is, like I said before, nobody should be bullied. Nobody should have to lose their life. But these schools need to do better with a parent is coming up there telling you that their child is being bullied. Y'all need to really do something about that. They don't do anything about it now. I was
police too.
Thread. Yeah, I was on the thread when they was talking about this subject, and a lady said that her child has been being bullied for 3 years. For 3 years by the same bully. And I was like, well, have you contacted the school? And she was like, they don't do nothing.
She even said the police wouldn't do nothing, y'all. And her daughter then had to fight. She said 3 times.
3 times.
I said, Lord Jesus, don't let your daughter hurt that girl.
Because then it's going to be, oh, she was the aggressor. But y'all got a paper trail. But that's when I would be suing the hell out of them. Period. Like, I just feel like they need to take good bullying more seriously, because that's why a lot of kids are unaliving their own self because of being bullied and nothing is happening.
Right.
Like, it's not fair for nobody all around. Like, even in this situation, both families lose. Both families lose. One family lost one of their twins, and another mom may lose her son. Like, everybody loses. Nobody wins in this. But y'all need to take this bullying more seriously, and y'all need to, if you see that your kids is bullied, y'all need to stop them from that, because it only takes 5 seconds for something like this to happen.
And it's not fair. And I even made that comment. Hey, if bullying is going on there, you probably want to use this as an opportunity to get a hold of it, because this wasn't the first incident. If y'all allowing it to happen to one, how many more is it happening to? Something needs to be done at that school. And how the school or the district haven't made a statement either to say that you're just not happy that it happened in your district or anything. That's almost unheard of. Like, it's almost like they're trying to sweep it under the rug, but just still prosecute. And that reminds me of like a Tillman. It reminds me of just those old days. But this is a red state, and it just reminds me of that. Like, we don't want to do none of this part over here. Just take that N word over there and lock him up forever. We don't care what happened to him. It's no reason you should have did this. How? When kids are literally unaliving themselves because they are being bullied. So no consequences.
It started young in elementary now. I would never, and when we was in elementary, and we got bullied, so people still got bullied, don't get me wrong, when we was in elementary, but not to the fact that we wanted to unalive our own self in elementary.
No.
Kids are doing this now. Like, that's so scary.
It's very scary, because that could be your child that ends up rolled up in a carpet, or that they pretend like they're their friend and invite them out somewhere, and they are in a lake somewhere, like that one lady who let her kid go with the friends, and they couldn't find him, but all the other kids was at the house, but they didn't know where her son was. Right. And it kept pinging the phone was in the house. Remember that one that they didn't do nothing about? At what point are we going to stop making it about race and start making it about children? Too many are leaving here all under the umbrella of bullying. And it's crazy that nobody gets involved.
It's just crazy.
It makes your stomach hurt, because you be thinking, Lord, please don't let this happen to my child. Please don't let it get to that extent. Just protect and cover my child. And that's crazy that you need your child covered and protected from another child.
Because it's
and you got to be raising them that way. How was they feeling like they could tell somebody what to do?
Some of them could be raised that way, some of them couldn't. Just think, the black lady today was like, I didn't raise my son to be no bully.
No, I'm specifically talking about them, the twins, because how the mom was how the mom was like making excuses almost. But the dad kind of took accountability, I guess. And then the brother is lying. Why are you telling him to lie?
He contradicts himself so much. Everybody was like, they should. If I was a mom or dad, I wouldn't even have let them interview my child.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though he was lying for his brother, that was his twin, but still. So that's what we wanted. That was our main topic today, was to talk about that. So we'll see how this turns out. From what I know so far, he has not been bailed out, because they actually have the money to bail him out. His bail was set at $1 million. He has over at least $300,000 now. So that's $100,000. He could be bailed out now. I haven't heard that he was bailed out yet, but I wonder, for his safety, would it be better for him to almost stay in there?
In a red state? I mean, I guess if it's juvenile part.
I would think that he would need to have a police at their house or something, because just think how angry these people are because this happened.
Right.
We would have to go somewhere where would nobody know where my son was at.
Right. I pray for his protection and that of the family. For all of them. Because there's people that's mad at the other side's family too. And they just, that's what with the adults acting the way that they act, and I'm like, that's why the kids act the way that they act, and y'all don't take it as a big deal. Y'all acting worse than them. You in the comments calling people stupid for their opinion, doing all of this stuff, and I was even cussed out. And then once I said, well, I think I could feel how I feel because I'm still mourning the loss of my cousin. Oh, I'm so sorry. See, I didn't even start with that because it doesn't, I mean, obviously it matters that I lost my cousin, but the basis is we're losing children, and that's what I'm talking about. But until you knew that it impacted me personally, then you want to apologize. No, keep your same motion. Keep the
Bro,
same way you
no,
feel.
me, I was cussing everybody out.
And
I'm
was because
surprised
I
that
saw you on a few that I was on coming to bat
yeah,
for me. I was
I
like,
just was surprised that I didn't get go to jail this weekend on
the way people was talking, I was like,
yes,
oh
it's
my
like y'all are
God.
crazy. Y'all cannot make this a race thing, and y'all just really being real hateful. Like y'all are being so hateful. It's
Yes,
ridiculous.
these is babies, and y'all talking like this. That's
Yeah, our
crazy to me.
society is so angry and corrupt. At some point, accountability as a parent, as parents, as people. Yeah, but the parents are not going to do that. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep up with this case because I just really got to know how this go in, and that being a stand your ground state, I want to see how does this go when if he gets a good
He
legal
should get off like
representation,
Zimmerman then, right?
huh?
He should get off like Zimmerman did, right?
Yeah, he should. If he get good legal representation and they really have character witnesses to show how those twins was, I think he probably will be able to get off with some kind of probation. And I'm not saying either that he should not have to pay for what he's done.
He
I just
should
don't
have
feel
to
like
have
he should have to.
therapy.
Yeah, he should get what they get, but I don't feel like he should just not get nothing at all because you
I don't
should.
think he should go to jail at all.
I feel like he should probably have to do like 6 months. I do.
But it wasn't malicious. It was self.
It wasn't malicious, but you still can't be stabbing people and stuff.
No, I think he should have probation, house arrest, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But I don't think he should not get
Like,
nothing at all because you do have to learn that you cannot go around
yeah,
doing stuff.
like don't just come home and be able to go to prom and go away to college. No,
Yeah.
you can't right now. If you're
Well,
going,
I
you're
do
going
feel like
here.
he should be able to still go to college. They shouldn't take that away.
But I mean,
But
not go away. You don't get to go get on some football field and all of that. Maybe that could be the punishment that he have to stay
that's
closer to
messed up, though.
home.
I don't like that. I feel like he
But if
should
he
have
in jail, he can't go to college. You want him
yeah,
in
but
jail?
he gonna go to jail for like 3 or 4 months and then get out and go get to live the rest of his life. I don't think that that's
3 or
fair.
4 months, Ro. They're not going to give him 3 or 4 months. Crazy.
Well,
girl.
he can do house arrest. Maybe he can't go to school for his first year, and
Yeah,
then he can go afterwards.
maybe something like that, where they monitor him, make him go through therapy, anger
Yeah,
management,
like they
like
did the
that
other
type of
girl. She
thing.
has to have therapy. She has to go to counseling. She has to have
Yeah,
a mentor. She has to do stuff like that. So maybe, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, it's a stand your ground state. So we'll see how this goes.
okay.
Let me see. I have 2 things. So this was. Make sure this is Juanita's. So this is my cousin's, her 5K walk and run. It's going to be at Claremont High and it is May 31st. So if you this one don't have, it's not a click on the link, but if you screenshot it, you could put your phone to it and the link could come up. So that is on the 31st of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month in May. And then also this month on the 26th is the superhero 5K run, walk, roll for kids with disabilities. This is the one that Amira will be in. So everybody, y'all need to put y'all walking shoes on or your running shoes on, something.
You said the 26th, right?
Yeah, this one is the 26th. So that was that. Let me give my positive words. So don't settle for average. Bring your best to the moment. Then whether it fails or succeed, at least you know you gave it all you had. We need to live the best that's in us. So that's that one. Hold on, let me see. You're welcome, Juanita. So that is my aspirations for this one. Let me say it one more time. Don't settle for average. Bring your best to the moment. Then whether it fails or succeed, at least you know that you gave it all you have. We need to live the best that's in us. So that is the show for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like I always say, if you guys have things you want to talk about, you can text me, inbox me, however you can get in contact with me. And I would love to have you on to sit down and talk. A lot of people be so nervous to come on here, and I don't be wanting people to be nervous because I have so much good stuff that I want to talk about. Asia, do you have anything that you want to say?
Enjoy the rest of your week. Focus on mental health. If you have children that bully, please make sure and stop it. Most of it starts when your little kids say things like, "Oh, look at her, she's fat," or "Oh, look at them, they look different." In honor of Autism Month for my nephew, please make sure that you talk to your kids if they're in school about children with autism, and to love on them and to have fun with them and to be nice to them, and acceptance of all, and do the 5Ks. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, and follow me on social media. Follow me on Melanin Madam on YouTube. I am on Tuesdays. That's it.
Okay, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. Good night.
Good night.
See you next week. Like, share, and subscribe.